Welcome to Uncommon Sense, the Uncommon Sense podcast. We are back. We're back right here on thetruevision.net and also senseux.com. And I am Jay Howard along with yours truly, Big Brother Mo Better. What's up, Big Brother Mo Better?
What's up there, Stillman College graduate? One and only Rock from California.
What's up, Michael B. Wright from A-Fight? Hey!
The only one I know there, boy, the only one, boy, I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you that, boy.
What is going on, brother?
Life.
Ooh, boy. There's a whole lot of life going on, Doc.
Boy, life is on steroids right now.
On steroids, Doc.
Life is on steroids, boy. I don't know what y'all did to that baby. Y'all done made that baby mad, man.
Yeah. She's on a terror, ain't she?
Boy, pray, boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I told you better.
Boy, pray without ceasing, my brother.
That's what he told you, man.
Yes, sir. That's what the big man told you. That's what the big man told you. Well, we're going to start the night off with a little Black History tribute.
Oh, you better, man.
See, we got to make a tribute to our elders first, because we got to give them their flowers since somebody else trying to erase their history.
That boy. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. You'll never be able to do that, especially when you're sitting in the house that we designed. You know
that we built, baby. I'm trying to tell you,
we
boy.
built that house, buddy.
We built that,
anyway,
baby. Yep.
Here's the Black History tribute right here on Uncommon Sense.
Judge Jane Matilda Boland made history in 1939 as the first Black woman judge in the United States, appointed to the New York City Domestic Relations Court. At a time when both racism and sexism were deeply entrenched, she broke barriers not for recognition, but for justice. Judge Boland spent over 4 decades on the bench, using her position to challenge racial discrimination, oppose segregation in child welfare systems, and advocate for fairness and dignity for children and families. Her legacy reminds us that progress happens when courage meets purpose, and justice is pursued without compromise.
Judge Jane Boland, brother.
That baby there, man.
That's a bad sister, brother.
Man, what you say?
We need some more of her, bro.
That sister, man, she was the first Black woman to graduate from Yale Law School, boy. Yale Law School.
Yale Law School, Doc.
You hear me, boy?
Back in them days, Yale Law School.
She wasn't playing with y'all.
No, she wasn't playing. She wasn't.
Yeah.
She wasn't playing at all.
She lived the life of first, man. That girl right there, man. And like you said, man, we need more women of God like that.
Yes, sir.
In this space right now, man. Because if a sister like that was sitting on the Supreme Court right now, boy.
My.
Boy.
Wouldn't be this foolishness we got right now, bro.
No, man. We
no,
need
sir.
Judge Bowen back right like tonight, boy. But,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, well,
we got some more. We got some more Black History tribute. We got one more Black History tribute right here.
Rolling, boy.
Yes, sir.
Rolling, man.
Dr. George Carruthers was a brilliant astrophysicist, an inventor whose work helped humanity see the universe in an entirely new way. In 1972, he designed the Far Ultraviolet Camera and Spectrograph, which was taken to the moon during Apollo 16, making it the first observatory placed on the lunar surface. His invention captured groundbreaking images of Earth's atmosphere, distant galaxies, and deep space, advancing both space exploration and atmospheric science. Dr. Carruthers' legacy proves that innovation, vision, and perseverance can literally change how we see the universe.
Gas.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yeah, man. I was a heavy brother right there, bro.
I'm trying to, man. That's the thing, bro. And I didn't get introduced to Dr. Carruthers, man, till like years down the line.
Yeah.
And the sweet, I hate the sweet thing about it is, that you recognize that, like the Apollo 16, you wouldn't have the kind of contributions if you didn't have Doc's invention on Doc.
Right.
But the sad part about it is, a lot of us probably would have been inspired to do great things, because the only thing we knew about
Right.
space was Ron McNair, unfortunately.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
that's all we knew
Right.
about
That's
that.
all we knew, Doc.
So I'm like, dude, man, come on with something else.
Come on with something else, Doc. Come on with
Yeah,
something
tell,
else.
tell the story. So it's a good thing, like KBC in there is owning the narrative, man, and telling the story, and letting folks know, man. You couldn't have this without us, bro.
Right.
You couldn't do it without us, man.
Couldn't do it without us, bro. Couldn't do it without us.
I done told you.
Now let's get to the foolishness of the of the
Already,
world.
already.
Already, I know.
Run another one,
Already,
man. Bobby, run another
already,
one.
already, bro. Already.
Run
Well,
another one, man.
we got to talk about the king of distractions because of course,
Mhm.
Donald J. Trump is the king of distractions.
That
All
part.
this crazy stuff. Now you're gonna talk about even the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny. Now,
Okay.
what he got to do with that? Okay.
Noise.
Then all of a
There's
sudden he brings
noise.
out this meme about Obama and Michelle. Come on, man.
That part.
How
Yeah,
you
man.
go there? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, my girl Crockett, JC, and also Mike Steele, they just broke it down and say, y'all stop looking at these distractions, because don't let these distractions get to you, because all this is distractions from what the real thing is, the real deal is. So
Yeah.
let's show that beautiful beam footage right quick.
Yeah,
Right.
it is so interesting because it's like we take one step forward and then we take two steps back. And that's exactly what we've gotten out of this administration. And so for everyone that wanted to say that Black people were overreacting or that we were being dramatic, I want to be clear that it's not just his words, it's in his policy that he is slinging this type of hate, whether we're talking about ICE and how he deals with everyone, because it's not limited to immigrants, or whether we're talking about the rolling back of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I do want to be clear. I don't give Donald Trump a lot of credit for much, but I will say this. He is the king of distractions and division. And right now, he has everyone talking about the fact that he posted something that was racist, which frankly, if you've been paying attention, it was right on par. You're not surprised whatsoever.
Right.
At the same time, this is the day after he said, stop talking about the Epstein files, as more and more is coming out, as we're being told as lawmakers that we're going to be given an opportunity to start to physically go and inspect the files. He is trying to distract, and frankly, he is doing a good job of it. We know who he is. We know who he was when he got elected the first time. We know who he was when he got elected this time. And so there's not really much to be surprised about when it comes to Donald Trump and not really having a level of respect specifically for people of color.
Come on now. You know he was a racist.
That
You already
part.
knew that.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing new.
Nothing to see here. You know.
Mm-mm. And even with Tim Scott, even Tim Scott now realizing, that was the most racist thing that
Don't go there.
Donald Trump. Come on, bruh.
Oh.
Now this is the same man talking about, we love you, Trump.
That's what I'm saying. Don't even, you can't even bring Tim Scott in this conversation. I mean, don't even dishonor this conversation with that
With
invitation.
Tim Scott,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, don't do
Exactly.
that. Don't do that with Scott.
Exactly.
Leave him where he at.
Leave him where he at.
Leave him with his, snow. Let me stop. Okay, I apologize.
I know you, but
yes,
sir.
Just leave him there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. But
go ahead, man.
this is so crazy, man. But you know what?
Yes, sir.
But see, on the back end, what people really don't know, what Barack was doing on the back end, that really was frustrating Trump. And this is what he was doing on the back end, right?
No one realized that less than 12 hours after Trump released a video attempting to humiliate the Obamas, Obama swiftly took 3 actions that made Trump pay a heavy price. First, Obama's team quickly gathered evidence and submitted it to Wall Street investors who intended to support Trump. This caused a fundraising campaign that was planned to inject tens of millions of dollars into Trump to be canceled without warning. Second, Obama instructed his team to frequently release video material on presidential dignity, family values, and national dignity dignity and precisely pushed out clips of Trump's humiliating remarks. This highly impactful contrast directly changed Trump's poll base in several key districts, leaving him feeling suffocated by future data. Finally, Obama, together with the House Ethics Committee, launched a federal ethics accountability investigation against Trump, demanding a formal explanation for releasing racially discriminatory content that humiliated the Obamas and for abusing social media for malicious personal attacks. This move directly labeled Trump a racist.
Now, see, okay, you gonna do me like, okay, I got you. I got you.
Hey, man, that's what you want.
That's what you want in your life. That's what you
That's
want.
what you want.
And see, the bigger picture to this whole thing is that you got to look at what he's talking. He's talking about rigging these midterms.
No, he didn't
That's
did that
what he
already.
want to do.
He didn't did that already.
Yeah, that's why he raided Fulton County down here in Georgia.
He didn't did that already.
Yeah, that's what he did already. Now he's talking about what? Nationalizing the vote. How you
Like I s-
nationalize voting?
Okay, again, they done did already. Well, they done did that already, man. You can look at any state you want to pull in. Texas, pick
Right.
one. And at the end of the day, man, they have genuine manner with everything as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
So the maps are already skewed.
Mhm.
Georgia trying to do the same thing. Alabama trying to do the same thing.
Mhm.
And so at the end of the day, to keep this illusion of control and keep this thing of trying to push whatever particular agenda you want to, they've already stacked the cards.
Right.
And give an example.
Mm-hmm.
There is a county right here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Won't name it. Just isn't here. It is 70% black. 70% black. Okay.
Right.
Then tell me how every single elected official is white.
Mm.
So when you're looking at even the demographics, they speak for themselves.
Right.
If the black vote, brown vote, pick a color, will understand the power that you do have, all this stuff will go away overnight.
Right.
But the again is what has been put on face that you have this kind of deficit because you don't have informed people. And for some reason, bro, now I know what the reason is. When you eliminate, the black media, when you eliminate certain dynamics that
Right.
can get this aspect out, well,
Right.
then you do control what people understand and believe. That's the
Right.
whole point here.
Exactly.
So that's it. That's imperative now on us. Now I understand people getting all in uproar with what they're doing with the FCC, what they're doing with public broadcasting. Okay, I get it, but here's the point.
Right.
Since they created the vacuum, doggone it, fill it.
Feel it.
That's all I'm saying. Use whatever kind of creators instead of making these crazy TikToks about a dog falling off the roof.
Exactly.
Make some kind of credible, content that somebody can pull. Okay, and now you off to the races. But again, if you continue to allow somebody to own your story and have no kind of investment in trying to make anything better for you, then don't get up in arms when you see this happening. And
Right.
so, yeah, the power moves made by Obama. They did the thing with the documentary as far as Michelle becoming. They did the same thing.
Yeah.
But then Netflix did a move. They put Michelle's documentary inside the kiddie section.
Right. In the kiddie section.
In the
Come on
freaking
now.
kiddie section. Come
Come
on,
on
man.
now.
Come on now.
You already know.
But see, black folks, if they
But
would
she still outshined
have you seen
oh
that documentary?
girls. I ain't even looked at it, bro.
All right.
No.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you what. Sesame Street could outdo them.
He said Sesame Street.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. Big Bird boy be like, man, let me put this. Let me sit this sister down. She ain't got nothing up in here. But that's the case, man. But it's a power move. But again, if black folks will pull their subscriptions, yeah, Netflix will go down in like 10 seconds.
10 seconds, though.
Bro, when you think about that kind of economic power.
Right.
So you're still there, but you gotta look at some things in a different perspective now. And if we look at it correctly, that's what this moment is.
Right.
If you don't, then just keep having commentaries about it.
Because now this is what he's talking about, how to nationalize the election.
What exactly did you mean when you said said that you should nationalize elections. And which 15 states are you talking about?
I want to see elections be honest. And if a state can't run an election, I think the people behind me should do something about it. Because, if you think about it, a state is an agent for the federal government in elections. I don't know why the federal government doesn't do them anyway. But when you see some of these states about how horribly they run their elections, what a disgrace it is, I think the federal government, when you see crooked elections, and we had plenty of them, and by the way, we had them last time, but go to 2020 and look at the facts that are coming out. Rigged, crooked elections. If we have areas, take a look at Detroit, take a look at Pennsylvania, take a look at Philadelphia. You go take a look at Atlanta, look at some of the places that horrible corruption on elections. And the federal government should not allow that. The federal government should get involved. These are agents of the federal government to count the votes. If they can't count the votes legally and honestly, then somebody else should take over.
The Constitution says it should be states that administer elections, Mr. President.
Yeah,
That's what the Constitution
you know what?
says.
They can administer the election, but they have to do it honestly.
So the same state elections that the state is supposed to be handling, you want to put it in the hands of the federal government, which you can't do that based upon the Constitution.
Okay, and you think the Constitution mean anything to that man?
No,
Okay, then.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at
But
all, bro.
if you look at the 15 states, if you look at the states he named, that's all the states he lost. I mean,
Yes.
so
Yes.
it ain't hard,
No.
and that's all the states, man, that have the largest black vote. Philadelphia, Detroit, Atlanta, that's all black, man.
Right.
They're all the power blocks as far as blacks. So again, I say, if blacks really wake up as far as what you got, this thing ends overnight.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But we get into this again, man, voting a political party, and I get that. But at some point, you got to stop voting. Voting against your interests, and at some point, you got to pull folks on the carpet.
Right.
And to do that, you got to stop letting folks come into. One thing I couldn't stand, man, is when every time there's election season, politicians flood churches and flood, black organizations, so you can have a captive audience.
Right.
Well, start giving them a list of asks. If you want to speak, you got to sign on to this.
Right.
And if you sign on to this, yeah, we'll let you have your 10 minutes. But if you ain't gonna sign on to it, you can talk to folks out in the parking lot. But
Right.
you're not gonna come up
Right.
in and pontificate on what you're gonna do. But he told y'all that if y'all vote him into office, he told y'all you would
Mhm.
never have to vote again. He said that.
He said you'll never have to.
That's what the man said. And
Then
so
he
if you
came
don't
back
think
and
that,
said that they rigged the elections for me to be here now.
that's what the brother said. He said if they didn't rig, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So I mean, go figure. You let your boy Musk run through your government within 6 months. No accountability. They told you that he was putting in his equipment to putting in there, including the White House.
Mhm.
So they told you so was happening. But again, there's no accountability. And all over 6 months, this particular organization goes ghost. You don't know what they did, how they did, and who they did it to, and you don't think the fix is in. Okay,
Oh, it's in, Doc. It's in. It's almost like the organization never existed.
that's what they want you
Yeah,
because
that's
it
what they
never
want you.
did.
Yeah, it never did. It wasn't an organization anyway.
No, they took that Doge mess from. It's supposed to be the digital improvement as far as the government's concerned, working with technology. That was Doge standing for. They took that sucker and made it into what you put Musk into. But again, to give these kids, and I do mean kids,
Kids.
high security as far as top clearance, and it takes other career folks. It took them folks like 2 years to get that kind of clearance, and you gave
Exactly.
these kids this kind of stuff in 6 months. Okay,
And
tell
that's
me
just
something.
the lower level security clearance.
Exactly. You know,
Right.
so this is the real time. And that's why, again, if the Democrats were of any kind of substance, which again concerns me greatly, you got so much material, man, that you could do a publicity on this thing, man. I mean, it will be a shockstorm before what's going on around here. But they just won't do it. I don't understand why they won't pull the trigger.
I don't either.
Unless somebody's in the Epstein files that, they're like, this man is helping me out right now. So, so
Well,
I'm
them
gonna let,
Epstein files is something else, bro.
boy, they cooking, boy.
Cause
They cooking.
you see over there in England,
Oh, they smoking, boy.
they smoking, doc.
They smoking, boy.
Then they even got you a couple of folk over here all nervous. I mean, even Trump is like, it just need to go away.
You think? Yeah.
Why?
Go state no.
Yeah, he all in there.
He all in there, man. For that boy Patel, and I go back to this again, for that boy Patel to do all this blitzkrieg about, the files is the file this, and once I get in, I'm going to reach the file. And then when you get in there, you get this Buckeye like, ain't nothing there. Like, really?
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 Okay, they got to you that fast. Okay, then.
Yeah.
So you know that there's some real power behind that, and the truth be told, yeah, there's some folks that's in some real power that don't want you to know they was in the room.
Right.
And will they go to crazy extremes to protect it? You best believe they will. This is not hard to understand.
No.
I think what folks again are trying to do, which I don't understand, is you're trying to use some kind of moral compass to check this thing. And I'm trying to tell you, when you're trying to put a moral compass on somebody who does not have one,
Right.
then you're wasting your time. This is not the kind of conversation.
No.
These cats don't have morals.
No.
When you can shoot again a nurse, cold blood, on video. I'm just talking about, and again, and I hate to put it in this context, but if it was one of us, it would have been like we so used to and accustomed to it. Like, sadly,
Right.
It's just it happened.
Right.
But when you're talking about you're shooting a white woman in a vehicle and shot that baby point blank, 3 times in the face.
Yes.
Okay. And then then you're gonna call her domestic terrorist. Then you're gonna shoot this other brother, trying to help somebody. You're gonna shoot this man point blank in the back.
In the back.
In the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, yeah, they're showing you, we'll take this as far as we want to. And again, and it's getting pushed again under the rug because you're just shoveling so much stuff out there that no, you'll never get to the truth.
You'll never get to the truth.
You'll never get to the truth.
Right. 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 That's why we got to bring the truth out here on Uncommon Sense and the TrueVision.net and SenseUX.com. Because, man, when you sent me that on these forever chemicals, Doc,
boy,
this thing here is something loaded.
Man.
And, bruh, this forever chemicals been around for eons. And they've been around in the simplest things.
That part.
Bruh.
And you can thank 3M and DuPont.
You're talking about carpet.
Everything, man.
Everything.
That Teflon, that Teflon you sprayed on your pans and stuff. Yeah. The non-stick.
Yeah.
Forever chemicals, man.
Forever chemicals, Doc.
Just saying.
Matter of fact, let's go to the beautiful beam footage and we'll be back on this. Wow.
Unanswered questions about PFAS, also known as forever chemicals.
So if they're forever, how do we address them?
A collaborative investigation.
Our reporting in Northwest Georgia has brought us before numerous people whose drinking water is contaminated, whose land is contaminated, whose food is contaminated.
Of the chemicals known as PFAS.
All the onus was on EPA to prove that there was an existing chemical causing a problem before they could take action.
Once they get into people, their body levels stay high for 3 to 15 years.
And the companies that produced and used them.
These are major employers within these communities, and it is big, big industry.
Who should be held accountable is basically a finger-pointing game between the chemical industry, the carpet industry, and others.
So basically, these chemicals get into the carpet, and you've heard about some of the, some of the programs or some of the chemicals in it, like the Safeguard. and the Scotch Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And those forever chemicals are in that particular chemical,
Mm-hmm.
to where now if you get that chemical within you,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have these high levels of chemical to where now it'll produce cancer,
Yes, sir.
produce high cholesterol, will
Mm-hmm.
even damage your liver.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing about it is it gets into the water system. And once it gets into the water system, it's like, okay, it takes millions and millions of dollars to get it out. There's even a farmer, he had like 25 acres
Mm-hmm.
of farmland that had this forever chemical in it.
Mm-hmm.
It would take him, the cost of it would be $1 million per acre to get rid of that chemical.
Right.
25 acres. So you're talking about $25 million just to get rid of the chemical on that land.
Hopefully.
And all of his people, well, some of his people have died from cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and he had even the graves on the land, like maybe 5 or 10 people, and they all died from cancer from the contamination of this forever chemical.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And that's the thing again, man, because you're watching what they're doing with EPA now. They're rolling back regulations there.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, the devastation about this is, again, this has been around for years, and those forever chemicals, that those PFAS, man, has leached everywhere. And the grave concern definitely is in the rural areas where you have people who own well water.
Right.
Once that water gets contaminated, man, you have nothing left. Um, and so this is a domino effect, and it's far-reaching. And because it doesn't get the attention because of the players at play. When you
Hmm.
talk about 3M and you talking about DuPont, you talking about Mohawk, you talking about Shaw,
Right.
these folks, man, you can't imagine the kind of deep pockets that they got. And at the end of the day, when you're tracing it back and you're trying to hold somebody accountable, they know that the legal wrangling will go on until we all go.
Right.
And they
Exactly.
know the survivors you won't last. So it's a devastating situation. And when you really discuss it and you start looking at what is the real devastation and the collateral damage of it, man, it's beyond measure when you really start unpacking that particular package, man.
Exactly. Well, let's go back to the beautiful being footage so that we can even learn more about it.
This is a town that lives and breathes the carpet industry.
There are dozens of carpet mills located there. And at these carpet mills, there's a dyeing process where they put the color on the carpets. Well, when they do that, they also add chemicals. The PFAS was in these chemicals that provide stain resistance. So PFAS got into the water because when that washes off the carpets, it ended up going into the drains, to the local utility, and ultimately ending up in the river water.
We knew already that there was an environmental crisis unfolding in Northwest Georgia. The story of responsibility and who should be held accountable is basically a finger-pointing game between the chemical industry, the carpet industry, and others.
There's a couple things I want to check in here. First,
The team reviewed thousands of pages of documents and court depositions
I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me.
and interviewed former regulators and industry insiders, as well as doctors, scientists,
Extract PFAS from the sample.
and people who have the kinds of illnesses that researchers have linked to PFAS contamination.
We think it's affecting your liver.
What took it to the next level for us and what drew our attention is that there were clear lines of accountability for this contamination and a clear need to really understand why things are the way they are up in Northwest Georgia.
Now, nobody wants to take accountability for it, like you were saying. The carpet companies don't want to take it. The chemical companies don't want to take it. But they know that somebody's got to take accountability for it, but nobody will because they know that'll be a big payout if they do.
Oh man, the economic windfall will be just astronomical.
Right.
From everything from the cleanup to the medical expenses, when you start looking at the windfall from that and the fallout from just saying okay, it's never ending. It's never ending. And that's the whole issue. It is the economic windfall. Whoever takes responsibility for, or whoever the responsibility can be tagged to, yeah,
Mhm.
it's over.
Right.
And I do mean it's over like a
It's over.
bug, bro. Yeah, it's over.
And this is here. This is actually here in Georgia, in Dalton, Georgia, actually. In Dalton, Georgia, where this is going on at. Now check this out. The Georgia Republicans have introduced a House Bill, House Bill 211, to grant legal immunity to carpet manufacturers in Dalton, Georgia.
That boy.
That part.
That boy.
So what's happening is that the carpet manufacturers in Dalton, Georgia, is lobbying the Georgia Republicans. Just say what it is. They giving them money to put forth this bill to say, hey, we get immunity for this. Because we had no clue this was going on, even though we knew it was going on.
Had to know, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
So if that bill passes,
yeah,
that means that all of the families, all of the people who have lawsuits against the carpet company is gone.
That's it.
Gone away, wiped away.
That's it, man.
And they will have to deal with medical bills and everything else themselves.
That whole right there. But again, since you're coming out here, and if you notice everything that the legislators brought as far as with the legislative agenda, they never mentioned that.
Never.
They never mentioned these particular environmental crises that's being created, just like the one they're doing with the Rivi battery plant they're building down there in Stockbridge and Rutledge. As far as that fracking and how it's contaminating well water. So again, the rural areas, because you're viewed as expendable because of the land and because it is sparse as far as the population, then you don't get a lot of thrust. The issue now becomes that not only the residents need to start bringing this to the forefront, but also again environmental organizations like the Sierra Club and stuff like that. They need to be taking the lead on this and bringing this to attention, because again, if you give these folks immunity, it's just like the pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
You can't sue pharmaceutical companies for vaccine and stuff like that. How does that work? So these are things that in work, but it's the power of people in play, man. It's those who have deep pockets that keep certain people in office, so because they know you're going to write legislation that's going to favor my particular twist, and so the beat goes on. But preferably, enough of the right people get wind of this, and bring it to attention, because again, it's far more far-reaching than just Dalton. When you think about it, again, once you're contaminating water, that stuff flows downstream, man. It's going to hit you sooner or later. When it hit that Chattanooga boy, it's over.
Yeah.
Lakeland there, it's over.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to start paying attention to, man. And these are the real life issues of today. And so talking about a video, I think, is an oxymoron. When your water might be running dry in about 10 years, I think you better wake up and smell the coffee, because this is what you're dealing with, man. The fallout is coming. The fallout is coming, man. It's coming quick.
Yeah. Because if you wonder how so many people, they get cancer, where they get it from?
That boy.
Where do they get it from? Because back in the day, you never heard so many people dying of cancer.
Exactly.
And I mean, they used to eat all the hog and all everything, man.
That boy, man. Yeah. From the Rudy to the Tootie. Yeah.
But now you're seeing everybody cancer this. Well, what did they pass away from? Cancer.
Yeah.
Lung cancer.
Yeah.
All kind of cancer, bro.
It's crazy, man, but that's contamination for you. And again, and I hate to put in this context, man, but it's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
You have Cancer Alley, and this stuff was happening when, if you go up through North Carolina, all that good stuff, and you deal with the poultry, and you deal with especially the pork industry, how they put those cesspools that come off from the pigs and stuff like that, and those cesspools are resting forests in black neighborhoods, where your boy killed the EPA justice program for that to restore those things. So here you go. As far as Louisiana, you deal with Cancer Alley and all these black folks dying for respiratory problems, dying from cancer. It wasn't quote unquote an issue.
Right.
Uh, well, now my brothers and sisters, this stuff is getting ready to come home. And
Yes.
I mean, come home where you don't think it can hit you, but it's coming
It's coming.
because at the end of the day, you can only block stuff for so long from the environment. You
Right.
know, you just there's going to be a way that nature shows you that there's a breaking point because even nature tries to balance itself.
Right.
Well, hell, if you run out of things that that balance the system, then what you got left? And
Right.
that's what you got, man. You got a breaking point. You know, when you have lands that have been totally contaminated by, we're talking about 1,000% per inches as far as what this stuff has done to land. How do clear that up? And then secondly, what do you do to contaminated property? So it's so many moving targets and so many,
Mhm.
to this spider web that
Right.
the conversation will be endless. And that's why those folks want immunity. But also now you're recognizing, like you mentioned, young people dying from cancer, and you talk about no smoking, no nothing. But all of a sudden you got stomach cancer, you got, liver cancer, and you're
Right.
like, where the heck that came from?
Right.
All right. So you can eat clean, but you still die because you're cooking on on Teflon stuff. So
Exactly.
it's stuff like that that we don't have conversation about because it doesn't compute that you could be having poison right on your fork because your stuff is messed up. But you don't think in that kind of context. Well, you better start thinking that way
Right.
because you're here now, and your health is going to be called into question. Your sanity going to be called into question. You know, I just heard and figured out and got to study on it that your toothbrushes they release forever chemicals.
Wow.
That part.
That part, bro.
That's why they tell you to just switch out your toothbrush every 30 days.
Yeah.
Because once those things get brittle and those things begin to start to release those chemicals in there, then every time you brush your teeth, yeah, that part right there. So these are things again that I wish to God,
Mhm.
that
Yes.
instead of we talking about Housewives of Atlanta, you
Yeah.
and that mess, that you have a space that you're telling folks, you're killing yourself, but what you don't know.
You don't know. Right.
You don't know, baby. And so that's why, it irritates me when folks come up with crap, and then you see here that maybe in 10 years you won't have any drinking water. Okay, now what you gonna do?
What you gonna do then? What you
What you
gonna
gonna do,
do?
player?
Or
So
then even with our next topic right now, where you got the private equity companies coming in. And these private equity companies, what they're doing, they're buying up utility companies.
yeah,
And then they're coming back and they're charging you what they would charge, of course, because they are for profit. And of course, the prices are going to be higher with them than it is with your county.
that
But
part.
guess what? The county don't care because the county says, well, at least we don't have to deal with it. And then they have to pay us taxes. So since they have to pay us taxes and we don't have to deal with it, so we'll let them buy all the utilities companies that they want to. You
And
know?
the rest is history, man.
The rest is history. Here's that beautiful bean footage.
Christina Mann moved from Cleveland, Texas to Point Blank 4 years ago. She retired and says she wanted to be near the water. But as it would turn out, it's water that's making her life more difficult.
It takes a lot of water to fill up the sink.
Every other day, Mann is driving from her house to a friend's a couple miles away.
Take this off.
To fill up jugs of water with their garden hose.
This is where it's really heavy. Oh.
Sometimes to wash clothes or shower. Load a 5-gallon jug and 2 1-gallon jugs in her truck and return home.
Ooh. And that's heavy. When it's filled, it's heavy. And I'm out of breath.
In November, Mann made the decision to cut the water off altogether at her house where she lives alone. When she retired, she said she created a budget based on her monthly Social Security check and said she had enough to pay her bills, but with very little wiggle room, which was problematic when the base fees for water and sewage charged monthly by Texas water utilities kept going up, and there was nothing she could do to bring the cost down. It got to the point where Mann says she was having to make tough decisions.
I choose to eat, and I told them that. Every time you go up, that takes out of my money a month for my food.
And in 2025, she says she got behind on her bill.
Here's your termination notice. You don't need to send me one. Just come cut my water off. I can't afford it.
Now she got to make a decision based upon her budget, what she gonna do without. And she says, okay, water, since that's the highest bill I got and I can't afford it, so go ahead and cut the water off. Because you're going to clearly see how much money the private equity company charged versus what the county would have charged.
Now, that's the part right there, player.
That's the part right there.
That's the part right there.
Right. That is the part right there that we had to deal with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. Okay, let's go to the comparison, then we'll come on back.
Mann's bills typically run her about $160 a month. Most of that is made up by fees. There are base fees set by Texas water utilities for both water and sewage. There are also pass-through fees and state fees. All of the fees combined total $150.18. Her water and sewer usage on this particular bill in July was $9.34.
To wash my hands, I'll take and I'll just, I'll wash them. But, I don't want to get the water, full of soap, so I'll just do this. I filled this sink up yesterday,
Is that water you boiled?
Yes, this is them.
The fees Mann is paying are not specific to her neighborhood. That's what the majority of Texas water utilities customers pay every month. The company is different, though, than, say, the city of Houston that also provides water. TWU is an investor-owned utility company, meaning they are for-profit, and the company tells 13 Investigates they do not receive tax dollars for funding, so passing costs directly onto their customers is one way they operate. Still, knowing the difference, compare Mann's bill with Texas water utilities for 2,000 gallons, where she was charged $169, to a city of Houston water bill for 2,000 gallons, only $57. According to its website, the company has about 60,000 customers in 32 counties, and filings with the state's Public Utility Commission show the company is continuing to expand.
So now the company, they don't get money from the county. They don't get money from the government. So what they do, they pass along the infrastructure fees and everything else to the customer. So that makes the customer have to pay more in their bills than you would if you got the utilities from the county.
That part.
That part.
Now, they call it pass-through fees. Now, here's the kicker, Joe. Now, this is a slap on the right and the left cheek. All right, so here it is. All right, so when those private equities come in to the particular municipalities to take over, all right. So what they start doing now is they take over these particular processing plants, which were built with taxpayer money.
Right.
Okay. So the taxpayers built this particular, you took taxpayer money to build the system. Now the corporation comes in, takes over the particular processing units, and now they charging taxpayers for the units that they built.
Right.
That's a double slap on both sides. And so that's why, again, these for-profits, and also, again, that's why you got to look at what's going on with these public commissions, especially like in Georgia. And these public commissions, man, you need to pay attention who's sitting on those boards, and you need to pay attention what are they doing, how they're actually making their particular rulings. Because when you're looking at how astronomical those prices are different in the particular, comparisons of bills, you're seeing where this money's going, and it's not going again to improve any facility.
No.
It's going to improve the investors' profit margin. That's what that is. And so again, when you're looking at these quote unquote, when they start talking about deregulation, they're talking about, again, privatizing. This is when folks need to start paying attention and stop the BS. Because once them boys move in, it's over. Christmas is over when they move in, because it's a cash cow, man.
Yeah.
That's what these cats are looking at. Everything that is a cash cow, they're going to make it so you have to go through them to get it. You know, uh, quiet as it's kept. Geico
Mm-hmm.
owned by Warren Buffett. You know,
Mm.
so they make these situations where you have to have insurance. They put it in the law. So
Right.
just
Right.
by sheer default, man,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
every single month you put money in these folks' pockets because it's the law.
It's the law.
It's the law. So there's no oxymoron figuring out why these cats getting so wealthy so fast because we made a law that you pay us every single month.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what this is.
And then you're gonna get the private equity companies, right? They're not just buying water company.
Mm-mm.
They're buying electricity. They
Gas,
buying everything.
everything, man,
So when you
everything.
get a bill and say, "Well, Georgia Power is no longer your utility company anymore, or electric company, it's XYZ company,"
Hmm.
and then you be like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah.
And then you see that your bill would have went up twice as much as you were paying.
Overnight, man.
Doc, they did the same thing with private prisons.
Oh, yeah.
They did the
What?
same thing. All they doing is running the same game.
That's all they're doing, man.
We just want to privatize it. So,
Yeah,
hey,
well, I'm telling you, man. Now folks done got real. Jay, but when I tell you, man, people like, what have we done? Social circle,
yes.
5,000 people, 5,000 population members. Your government just bought that warehouse out there in Social Circle,
Mm-hmm.
and they getting ready to put an ICE detention center that they house 10,000 folks.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have rode through Social Circle,
Oh, yeah.
it okay, it is not a prison town. It's
No,
it's
it's not.
it's not a prison
Mm-mm.
town.
Mm-mm.
Um, so if you ever rode through Social Circle, you know that that's a different kind of flavor. And
Yeah.
again, they like what they like, but that thing getting ready to change like overnight.
Overnight.
But here's the kicker, though, Jay.
Mm.
Here's the other problem.
My.
When you're looking at how they count the census and how they count representation, those prisoners come into play.
Yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see where they're putting these things, you're seeing now how they now can get more representation inside the house because now they probably represent more people. They don't take them people or detainees, but
Right.
that's what this is.
Right.
So again, this is where I have to talk to the black peoples that's in that space. You
Mm-hmm.
better learn strategy, man. You better
Strategy.
know that this is not a publicity campaign here. You better
No.
know what strategy is being played and how this stuff comes out in the wash. And
Mm.
if you don't understand these dynamics, you're never going to win.
No.
You're never going to win. And so you have to see where they place these things. What you close down alligator Alcatraz after you just spent $250 million down there, Jay.
Right.
Holla at your boy. Now the
Mhm.
question is, where did that freaking money go?
Where did it go? It went somewhere.
And that's just to build it. You're not talking about the contracts as far as food, the
Nope.
contracts as far as utilities.
Nope.
Where did all that freaking money go?
Where
And
did
you
it
just
go?
close that place down
Mm. All of a sudden.
all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And you gonna tell me the folks who built it didn't know that thing was gonna get shut down?
Oh, they knew.
You know this,
They
man.
knew. They knew. They knew.
So now you're going around trying to buy up and see. This is where again, folks, you better pay attention of your zoning and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
see what is on your docket as far as what's being built in your neighborhood. Your data centers,
Right. Right.
large industrial
Right.
complexes. You got to ask why you bringing this stuff into the community. Because at the end
Right.
of the day, if you don't recognize what's happening, bro,
Mm-hmm.
your town will be a ghost town in 5 years if you let these
Okay.
boys keep playing with you, man.
Exactly.
Play around if you want.
We playing checkers. They playing chess.
I don't even know who playing check. I think we playing Uno.
We might be we might
Yeah,
be playing Uno. We might just be
that's what
playing with colors.
bro. I think we just playing Uno. I do not think we playing nothing with these cats.
But they playing chess, Doc.
They got to, man. You have limited resources. You have limited everything, you know. And so at the end of the day, you're attempting now to corner the market. If you look at what's happening in private equity, you pick one. You're trying to corner the market. You're trying to make
Right.
it so that this particular thing will funnel into you all the time.
Right.
And that's a science to that.
Right.
Well, the issue is you keep folks like they're doing now so distracted on stuff that does not matter.
Does not matter.
About time you wake up, we have already put the infrastructure in, and the rest is history. Now, you better watch Georgia because they're talking about ending your property taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my question. If you kill property taxes,
where
then
the other money coming in?
Where that money coming in and how you going to support these municipalities in reference to utilities and stuff like that? Well, here come your deregulations. Well, then here comes your private equity. That's what these folks setting this thing up for, man. And
They're setting it up, Doc.
if you don't know the game, you're hollering, well, we're going to save on property tax. Yeah, you're going to save on property tax. You're still going to lose your house because you ain't going to be able to afford to stay in there.
You're going to be able to stay in there because you can't pay the utilities.
That part. So it's those.
It's a setup.
It's a setup, man. You can't
because see, if I can get a property equity company to come in and take over what I've been, handling, then all I got to do is charge them a tax. They pay me. I'm good.
That part right there, man.
We're good. We don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about, okay, well, we got to make sure this money go over here, this money go over there. We just keep it in one pot.
And so that's why when people start saying, as far as your legislators, when they start saying cutting things, you want to save it, save it, especially when you're private tax, stuff like that, you better be asking the question where the money is going to come from. How are you going to subsidize that money that you're getting ready to kill? Because you're going to have to.
Right.
If you kill property taxes, what's going to happen to your roads? What's going to happen to your bridges? What's going to happen to your school systems? These are questions that you better start asking. Because if they can't give you a bona fide plan, and they better not tell you what Trump told you, he has a concept of a plan. So
no,
we don't need no concept plan. We
don't
need
need no
what
concept of plan.
Yeah, what is the plan? Show me in black and white. Because if you don't have a plan, okay,
right? What you say? We gonna cut what? We gonna cut what? Right? You said we gonna cut property tax. What you say?
I can't say it.
If they say we gonna cut property tax, what you say?
I said, hell no, shout it.
We got to sound the alarm. Hold up.
Hell no, shout it.
Hell no, shout it. Hold up.
I'm just saying.
What you mean you gonna cut property tax? How you gonna do that?
How you gonna do that?
Yeah.
But again, and then they get up there and tell these sob stories, man, about people can't. Okay, that's been going on for years. That is nothing new.
Yeah.
But the issue is, again, when you have, and this is what your people again don't recognize real estate. When you have these developers come in and slap a $400,000 house in a neighborhood that houses will sell it for $70,000, you all happy that they got this nice big old house in there. Well, you just don't know if they sold the house for 400, that means your property value just jumped.
Just jumped.
Just jumped out the roof, and then become your property taxes. So it's a game. It's a literal game. And I think, again, because we don't have these conversations and tell people how to control certain dynamics, that's why you boys, if you go up through Alpharetta, if you go up through certain towns like John Creek, all them, look at their zoning ordinances. Look at that mess, man. Look at them developing ordinances, what they can and cannot do, and the stalemates they put on things, man. As far as what can be where, what can't be there, you can't have that. And as far as even the develop, they tell them what they have to be.
Yes,
they're controlling everything, man. So they know what that task is going to be. They know who can and who cannot be in there.
Right.
Not trying to be funny, but that's what this is.
And what property we gonna obtain?
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, player. So this is where, again, if you're in that space, like I'm saying, everybody got your own particular slant twists. More power to you. But if you're in that space, I'm simply saying you're at a space now in time that you better know your craft, and you better know your craft and know it well.
Right.
Because people are going to suffer needlessly
Right.
when you keep having these pontifications in front of the camera. You know, we're going to do something to bring these prices down, and then you what? Like what? So that's where you are, man.
You can't
Again,
just
this
walk for peace, brother.
okay.
I'm just
Try
telling you.
try if you want. You're gonna be barefoot and naked. Play
Yeah.
around if you want
Play around you want to.
and homeless. Play if you want.
Uncommon sense.
I'm trying to tell you.
Making sense out of uncommon sense situations. Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. with Jay Howard and yours truly, Michael B. Wright Sr. 85, we got a long way to go, brother.
Well, I'm going to Guyana. I see you in about 2 years. God be with you.
I'm going to
Much
Greenland.
love. Much love.
See you later. Peace.